I've been watching something interesting unfold in 2026. While everyone's talking about rising costs and financial stress, there's a quiet group of people who aren't panicking. They're not extreme couponers. They're not living on rice and beans. They're simply using old-fashioned habits, the kind that never went out of style but somehow got forgotten. These are the same habits their grandparents used during harder times, and they're proving remarkably effective against today's inflation. If you want to save real money without feeling deprived, this channel shares practical ideas like this every week. Subscribing means these money-saving insights just show up for you, no searching required. Let's explore what's working right now. Today, you'll discover 12 time-tested habits that are saving people thousands in 2026. These aren't sacrifices. They're simple patterns that reduce monthly expenses, protect against inflation in gentle ways, and create financial breathing room that lasts. Stay until the end for the most powerful habit. Habit 1. Cooking from scratch just twice a week. Here's what people are rediscovering in 2026. Home-cooked meals don't need to be elaborate or time-consuming. Cooking just 2 meals from scratch each week, instead of ordering takeout or buying pre-made options, saves an average of $200 to $400 per month. That's $2,400 to $4,800 per year. A simple pot of soup that feeds a family for 3 days. A batch of homemade bread that costs $2 to make but would cost $8 at the bakery. A slow-cooked meal prepared on Sunday that provides dinners through Wednesday. The mathematics are straightforward. The average takeout meal costs $15 to $25 per person. A home-cooked meal costs $3 to $5 per person. The difference compounds quickly, and the quality of food improves without extra effort. In communities across America, seniors are sharing their simple recipes online. A woman in Kansas makes a weekly pot of chicken and vegetable soup for under $10 that provides 6 meals. A man in Arizona bakes 2 loaves of bread every Sunday, saving $30 per week compared to artisan bakery prices. The key insight here is that you don't need to cook every meal from scratch. That feels overwhelming and unsustainable. Just 2 home-cooked meals per week, replacing what would have been takeout or convenience food, creates substantial savings. The effort is minimal. The financial impact is significant. And there's an unexpected benefit. People report feeling more connected to their food, more in control of their health, and more satisfied after eating. This isn't about deprivation. It's about choosing quality over convenience twice a week. That simple choice is saving thousands annually. Habit 2. Buying in season. Something shifted in recent years. Seasonal eating stopped being a trend and became a financial necessity. Buying produce when it's naturally abundant costs 40 to 60% less than purchasing the same items out of season. In January, Florida citrus is plentiful and affordable. In July, Georgia peaches are everywhere and inexpensive. In September, Washington apples flood the market at low prices. This is how nature designed food systems, and working with these rhythms instead of against them creates immediate savings. In 2026, seniors across America are shopping farmers markets and local produce stands, finding fresh vegetables at a fraction of supermarket prices. A woman in Ohio tracks her grocery spending carefully. By adjusting her shopping to what's in season, she saved $150 per month, $1,800 per year, without buying less food or eating less variety. She simply stopped buying strawberries in December and tomatoes in February. The taste difference is remarkable too. Seasonal produce is fresher, travels shorter distances, and ripens naturally rather than in storage facilities. It lasts longer in the refrigerator because it starts fresher. Many grocery stores now clearly mark local and seasonal items, making this habit easier to adopt. Some seniors use simple seasonal charts posted on their refrigerator, showing what's naturally abundant each month in their region. Spring brings asparagus, peas, and lettuce. Summer offers tomatoes, corn, and berries. Fall provides squash, apples, and root vegetables. Winter features citrus, cabbage, and stored crops. Following these patterns doesn't feel restrictive. It feels like eating the way food was meant to be eaten, when flavor is at its peak and prices are at their lowest. The financial benefit is consistent and measurable. The health benefit is undeniable, and the environmental benefit of eating local, seasonal food is a bonus that many appreciate. Habit 3. Preserving and freezing surplus. When something is abundant and affordable, the old way was to preserve it. This practice is experiencing a major revival in 2026, and it's proving to be one of the most effective money-saving strategies available. Freezing summer berries when they're $2 per pound instead of buying them in winter for $8 per pound. Canning tomatoes in August when they're plentiful instead of buying canned tomatoes year-round at premium prices. Storing root vegetables in cool, dark spaces where they last for months without refrigeration. This isn't nostalgia, it's smart economics. A single afternoon of preserving can provide months of pantry staples, protection from price spikes, and freedom from last-minute grocery runs. One couple in Vermont documented their preservation efforts last summer. They put away $600 worth of food, spending only $180 on ingredients purchased at peak season. That's a $420 savings, plus they avoided weekly trips to the store for those items. Modern preservation is easier than ever. Freezers are energy efficient. Canning equipment is affordable and reusable. Vacuum sealers extend storage life significantly. Many seniors are focusing on the simplest methods, freezing berries on cookie sheets before bagging them, making large batches of tomato sauce to freeze in portions, blanching and freezing green beans by the gallon. Others are rediscovering traditional methods like making jams, pickling vegetables, and dehydrating fruits. A woman in Oregon preserved 40 pounds of peaches last summer, turning them into frozen slices, canned peach halves, and peach jam. Her total cost was $35. Buying equivalent products year-round would have cost over $200. The preserved peaches lasted 8 months, providing desserts, breakfast toppings, and gifts for family. This habit pairs perfectly with buying seasonal produce. When prices drop because of abundance, that's the time to buy extra and preserve it for later. Habit 4. Repairing. Instead of replacing. A fundamental shift is happening across America in 2026. People are asking a simple question before making any purchase. Can this be fixed? This question is saving hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars each year. Sewing a torn seam on a favorite jacket instead of buying a new one. Re-gluing a wobbly chair leg instead of replacing the entire chair. Replacing a broken zipper on a winter coat instead of shopping for a new coat. Patching a small hole in jeans instead of throwing them away. These small repairs seem insignificant individually, but they compound into substantial savings. A new winter coat costs $150 to $300. A zipper replacement costs $15 to $30. A new pair of quality jeans costs $60 to $100. A patch costs nothing if you have fabric scraps. The mathematics favor repair dramatically. In 2026, resources for repair are everywhere. YouTube tutorials show how to fix almost anything. Local repair cafes offer free help from skilled volunteers. Community centers host mending circles where people repair clothes together. Libraries loan tools for household repairs. One man in Texas tracked his repair savings carefully for 12 months. He fixed a vacuum cleaner instead of replacing it, saving $120. He repaired a torn screen door, saving $80. He re-glued furniture joints, saving $200. He patched clothes, saving $150. He replaced appliance parts instead of buying new appliances, saving $350. Total savings, $900 in 1 year, and every repaired item continued working well. The mindset shift is powerful. Instead of viewing broken items as failures requiring replacement, people are viewing them as opportunities for repair. Many items are designed to be repaired. Screws can be tightened, parts can be replaced, fabrics can be mended. This approach extends the life of possession significantly while keeping money in your pocket. Habit 5. Maintaining what you already own. An old truth is proving valuable again in 2026. Maintenance costs far less than replacement. This principle applies to everything from cars to appliances to homes to clothing. Cleaning air filters regularly keeps HVAC systems running efficiently and prevents expensive repairs. Sharpening kitchen knives makes them last decades instead of years. Oiling door hinges before they break prevents costly replacement. Cleaning gutters prevents water damage that costs thousands to repair. Changing car oil on schedule extends engine life by tens of thousands of miles. These small acts of care prevent expensive repairs later and extend the useful life of possessions dramatically. The numbers tell a compelling story. A furnace that receives annual maintenance runs 30% more efficiently, saving $200 to $400 yearly on heating bills, and lasts 5 to 10 years longer before replacement is needed. A car with regular oil changes, tire rotations, and fluid checks lasts 50,000 miles longer and requires fewer major repairs. The maintenance cost is perhaps $100 per year. The replacement cost of a car is $20,000 to $40,000. One woman in Michigan started a simple maintenance schedule in 2025. Every season she performed specific tasks: cleaning appliance coils, checking faucets for leaks, testing smoke detectors, cleaning dryer vents, servicing her furnace. Her annual maintenance costs total approximately $300. In 2024, before she started this practice, she had emergency repairs totaling $1,800, a broken furnace, a failed refrigerator compressor, a water heater leak. In 2025, with regular maintenance, she had 0 emergency repairs. The pattern is consistent across categories. Leather shoes maintained with polish and repairs last 10 years instead of 2. Wooden furniture maintained with occasional oiling looks beautiful for generations. Gardens maintained with regular weeding require less intensive work later. The practice of maintenance creates a different relationship with possessions, one of stewardship rather than consumption. Habit 6. Using what you have first. Here's something powerful that people are rediscovering in 2026. Before buying anything new, ask a simple question. Do I already have something that works? This question is saving people $100 to $300 per month, $1,200 to $3,600 per year. Use the pantry ingredients first before buying more groceries. Wear the clothes already in the closet before shopping for new ones. Read the books on the shelf before buying more. Use the craft supplies, cleaning products, toiletries, and tools already owned before purchasing duplicates. Most American homes contain an abundance of unused items. The average pantry holds ingredients for dozens of meals. The average closet contains clothes that haven't been worn in months. The average garage contains duplicate tools bought because the original was forgotten. Using what you have first is a form of found money. One woman in Oregon conducted an experiment in 2025. She committed to 4 months without buying groceries beyond milk, eggs, and fresh produce. She used everything in her pantry and freezer first. The result surprised her. She created dozens of interesting meals from ingredients she'd forgotten she owned. Canned beans became soups, dried pasta became casseroles. Forgotten frozen vegetables became stir-fries. She saved approximately $250 per month, $1,000 total. It wasn't deprivation, it was rediscovery and creativity. A man in Florida applied the same principle to his workshop. Before buying any new tool or supply, he searched his existing inventory. He found duplicates of items he'd bought twice. He found unopened packages of screws, nails, and materials. He completed 6 months of projects without purchasing anything new, saving approximately $400. The practice creates awareness. Most people don't know what they own because possessions are scattered, hidden, or forgotten. Taking inventory before shopping reveals abundance. It also reduces waste, clears space, and creates a satisfying sense of using resources fully before acquiring more. Habit 7. Shopping with a list and sticking to it. Impulse purchases quietly drain thousands of dollars each year from American households. The antidote is elegantly simple. Shop with a list and stick to it. This single habit is saving people substantial amounts in 2026, and the evidence is clear. Studies consistently show that shopping without a list leads to 23 to 40% more spending on items that weren't needed. For a family spending $500 monthly on groceries, that's $115 to $200 extra dollars per month wasted on impulse purchases. Annually, that's $1,380 to $2,400. The solution requires minimal effort but strong discipline. Before shopping, create a detailed list of needed items. At the store, buy only what's on the list. Ignore sales on items you don't need. Avoid wandering aisles that don't contain items on your list. Shop quickly and leave. Many seniors in 2026 are taking this habit further. They're planning weekly menus first, then creating shopping lists based on those menus. This ensures every purchased item has a purpose. Nothing sits unused, nothing spoils before being eaten. One family in Arizona implemented strict list discipline in January 2025. They meal planned every Sunday, created detailed shopping lists, and committed to buying nothing not on the list. Previously, they spent approximately $700 monthly on groceries, with frequent midweek runs for forgotten items and impulse treats. After implementing list discipline, their spending dropped to $480 monthly. That's $220 saved monthly, $2,640 annually. The difference came entirely from eliminating impulse purchases and unplanned shopping trips. Another benefit emerged: they waste less food. Everything purchased has a planned use. The list habit also prevents a related problem: avoiding stores entirely on days when nothing is needed. Every store visit, even for one item, typically results in additional purchases. Reducing shopping frequency saves money. Habit 8. Staying home more often. Something surprising is happening across America in 2026. Seniors are choosing to stay home more often, not out of isolation or limitation, but out of intention and financial wisdom. This shift is creating substantial savings while improving quality of life. The mathematics are straightforward. Every outing costs money, even when the outing itself seems free. Gas for the car, coffee at the cafe, lunch out, window shopping that becomes real shopping, impulse purchases at stores visited, entertainment expenses. These costs add up quickly. Staying home one extra day per week saves an average of $50 to $80 weekly. That's $2,600 to $4,160 annually. One couple in Pennsylvania tracked their spending for 3 months while maintaining their normal routine of frequent outings. Coffee shops, lunch dates, browsing stores, meeting friends at restaurants. Their average daily cost for these activities was $65. They then committed to staying home 2 additional days per week, filling that time with home-based activities, cooking together, reading, gardening, video calls with family, hobby projects. Their spending dropped by $520 monthly, $6,240 annually. The change didn't feel restrictive. It felt intentional. Home became a place of contentment rather than a place to escape from. They discovered forgotten hobbies, completed long-postponed projects, and found peace in slower days. Many seniors are adopting a simple rule: 1 outing per day maximum. If they go to the grocery store, that's the day's outing. If they meet friends for coffee, they don't also run errands. This natural limit prevents the accumulation of small purchases throughout the day. Others are designating specific days as home days, when they intentionally stay home regardless of invitation or errand. These home days become opportunities for rest, projects, and enjoying their space. The financial benefit is consistent and measurable. The lifestyle benefit is equally valuable. Less rushing, less stress, more presence. Habit 9. Turning things off really off. Here's a quiet money drain that most American households ignore: phantom energy use. Devices left plugged in, even when turned off, consume electricity constantly. This standby power consumption costs the average household $100 to $200 annually. In 2026, people are eliminating this waste through simple habits: unplugging phone chargers when not actively charging, using power strips to turn off multiple devices with one switch, unplugging small appliances like coffee makers, toasters, and microwaves between uses, unplugging TVs, game consoles, and computers overnight. The effort is minimal. The savings are real and permanent. One couple in Florida conducted a careful experiment in 2025. They identified every device in their home that consumed standby power: entertainment systems, kitchen appliances, charging cables, computers, printers. They plugged all non-essential devices into power strips and turned off those strips each night. For devices that needed to stay plugged in, like refrigerators and essential medical equipment, they left those alone. They compared their electric bill for 3 months before the change to 3 months after. The result? A 15% reduction in electricity usage, saving approximately $45 monthly, $540 annually. Their total investment was $35 for power strips. The payback period was less than 1 month. Many seniors are focusing on the biggest energy vampires: entertainment systems that draw power constantly for quick startup. cable boxes that never truly turn off, printers in standby mode, and multiple phone chargers plugged in throughout the house. A simple rule helps. If it has a clock, remote control, or instant on feature, it's using phantom power. Some households are going further, installing smart power strips that detect when devices are in standby mode and automatically cut power. Others are using timers to control when certain devices receive power. The key insight is that off doesn't always mean off. True off means unplugged or switched off at a power strip. Habit 10. Adjusting the thermostat by 2 degrees. A small shift is making a big financial difference in 2026. Adjusting the thermostat by just 2 degrees. Lower by 2 degrees in winter, higher by 2 degrees in summer. This simple change reduces heating and cooling costs by 10 to 15%, saving $200 to $500 annually in most American homes. The human body adapts within days. The savings begin immediately. In winter, setting the thermostat to 68 degrees instead of 70 degrees feels cold for approximately 3 days. Then the body adjusts. Adding a sweater or a light blanket becomes natural. In summer, setting the thermostat to 76 degrees instead of 74 degrees feels warm initially, then becomes comfortable. The financial impact is substantial and permanent. One woman in Michigan made this single adjustment in October 2024. Her previous winter heating bills averaged $240 monthly. After lowering her thermostat from 72 to 70 degrees and using an extra blanket at night, her bills dropped to $195 monthly. That's $45 saved each winter month, $270 saved over a 6-month heating season. She spent nothing to achieve this saving. In 2026, seniors are taking this habit further, using programmable thermostats to automatically lower temperature overnight when extra blankets make the difference unnoticeable. Lowering temperature by 5 degrees when leaving the house for several hours. Closing vents and doors in unused rooms to avoid heating or cooling space unnecessarily. Wearing appropriate layers indoors, thermal underwear in winter, lightweight breathable fabrics in summer. Opening windows strategically for natural cooling and closing them during peak heat or cold. One couple in Arizona focused on summer cooling costs. They raised their thermostat from 72 to 74 degrees, used ceiling fans, and closed blinds during peak sun hours. Their summer electric bills dropped from $320 monthly to $260 monthly, saving $60 monthly, $360 over a 6-month cooling season. Habit 11. Sharing and borrowing. An old practice is returning to American neighborhoods in 2026, sharing tools, skills, and resources with neighbors. This habit is saving money while rebuilding community connections that had weakened. Borrowing a ladder for a weekend project instead of buying one that will be used once. Sharing garden produce with someone who shares fresh eggs. Trading skills like sewing for carpentry, baking for bookkeeping. These exchanges save money while creating stronger neighborhoods. Community tool libraries are growing across America. Residents pay a small annual membership, then borrow tools as needed. Power tools, ladders, specialty equipment, gardening tools. The savings are substantial compared to purchasing tools that are rarely used. One neighborhood in Colorado created a shared tool shed in 2024. 20 households contributed tools they owned but rarely used, and all families gained access to a complete workshop. Each household saved an average of $300 that year by not buying duplicate tools. A power washer that costs $250 to buy is used twice yearly by most owners. Shared among 20 families, it cost each family $12.50 annually. The pattern holds for dozens of tools and equipment. Skill sharing is equally valuable. One community in Ohio organized a skill exchange. Residents offered their expertise, car maintenance, computer help, cooking, gardening, home repair, language lessons. Others received these services without paying, offering their own skills in return. One woman received free car maintenance worth approximately $400 annually in exchange for providing bookkeeping services. A man received home repair help worth $600 in exchange for teaching guitar lessons. No money changed hands, but substantial value was exchanged. Some neighborhoods are sharing more: bulk food purchases, subscription services, streaming accounts within legal limits, and babysitting or pet care. The financial benefit is clear. The social benefit is perhaps more valuable. knowing neighbors, building trust, creating support systems that extend beyond financial transactions. Habit 12. Paying with cash or tracking every digital dollar. Here's the habit that changes everything in 2026. Paying with cash for daily purchases, or if using cards, tracking every single transaction meticulously. This awareness practice is saving people 12 to 18% on their total spending without changing what they buy, simply by making every dollar visible and real. Why this matters? Digital payments feel abstract. Swiping a card or tapping a phone doesn't trigger the same psychological response as counting out cash. The pain of payment is diminished, so spending increases. Studies consistently show people spend 12 to 18% less when using cash instead of cards. For a household spending $4,000 monthly, that's $480 to $720 saved monthly, $5,760 to $8,640 annually. Many seniors are using a hybrid approach in 2026. Cash for variable categories where overspending is easy: groceries, gas, entertainment, dining out, personal spending. Fixed bills like rent, utilities, and insurance remain on automatic payment. The cash envelope method is simple. At the beginning of each month, withdraw the budgeted amount for each category and place it in labeled envelopes. Spend only what's in each envelope. When the envelope is empty, spending in that category stops until next month. One couple in North Carolina adopted this method in January 2025. Previously, they spent approximately $5,500 monthly, often wondering where the money went. They allocated $4,000 to fixed expenses paid by check or automatic payment and $1,500 to variable expenses paid with cash. Within 2 months, their variable spending dropped to $1,200 monthly. They saved $300 monthly, $3,600 annually, without feeling deprived. They simply became aware. For those preferring digital payments, the tracking habit works equally well. Record every transaction immediately in a simple app or notebook. Review spending weekly. The awareness created by tracking has the same effect as using cash. It makes spending real and visible. Which habit feels most natural to start with? There's no need to adopt all 12 at once. Even 1 or 2 will create meaningful savings. Some people naturally connect with cooking habits. Others respond to maintenance and repair. Some find the cash envelope method transformative. Others prefer the simplicity of adjusting their thermostat. The beauty of these habits is their flexibility. Start with the habit that feels easiest or most relevant to your current situation. Build from there. Success with one habit creates momentum for adopting others. If any of these habits resonated with you, or if you're already using some of them, share your experience in the comments. Let others know which habit you're trying first, or which one has saved you the most money. Many people are quietly making these same choices in 2026. Your story might inspire someone else who's looking for practical ways to save without feeling deprived. The community of people returning to these old-fashioned habits is growing. There's wisdom in these time-tested patterns. They worked for previous generations during harder times. They're working now. These 12 habits aren't about sacrifice or extreme frugality. They're about returning to patterns that work, patterns that create financial breathing room, reduce daily stress, and make life feel calmer and more manageable. The savings are real and substantial. People using even half of these habits are saving $3,000 to $6,000 annually. People adopting all 12 are saving $10,000 or more. That's money that stays in your account, money available for emergencies, travel, gifts for family, or simply peace of mind. If this video brought clarity or a sense of possibility, if it reminded you of patterns you once knew or introduced you to habits worth trying, consider subscribing to Simple Years. Practical, gentle, financial ideas like this are shared every week, so you don't have to search for them anymore. They'll simply show up in your feed, offering consistent guidance for living well while spending wisely. Thank you for being here and taking time to explore these habits. I'll see you in the next video.